So, hello again. I just realized we didn't introduce ourselves the last time we did
Oh,
this. So,
no.
I'm Rachel,
I'm Cassandra.
and we are Wattpad Woes. We're reading bad stories on Wattpad. And this time we are continuing with His Nerd. We're starting at chapter 5. I guess a little recap if you don't remember what happened. To all 0 people listening. Um, so we meet Anna, right? Or Ava?
Ava.
Ava,
Ava playing.
the main character. And uh, she is a nerd who gets bullied a lot.
And she hates social interaction. She
Yes.
mentions it incessantly.
Yeah. She wants to make sure that you know that she's a complete loser. Okay?
But no joke.
No.
Like, yeah.
At least 2 or 3 times every chapter, she's like, I'm a nerd. And it's really
Yeah.
annoying. So she, let's see, what even happened? She was tricked into almost being assaulted by a stranger. It was put on video, and then the popular boy creeped on her at her own house.
He
And
let's give a little more detail.
oh,
So this guy, like, while she was at school, brought her to the library and like pretended like he was gonna kiss her or whatever, and it was a prank, and all like the mean popular kids got it on video.
mm-hmm.
Then I think, was it later that night?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Later that night, the most hottest popular boy in school, Hunter, came to her house. We don't know how he got there. I don't know how he knew who she was, because she keeps saying that nobody pays attention to her. Nobody knows who she is.
Yeah.
But he came to her house. She invited him inside. They went up into her bedroom, which, by the way, I'm just realizing, like, she's poor. How is she and her single mother affording a 2-story house?
I
That's something that I don't understand.
Are we sure it's a house and not an apartment?
Um, I don't know. I
Just
mean, she made it seem like a house.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Anyway,
but
yeah, so he
anyway.
like, goes up to her bedroom and he starts like he's like acting all sweet or whatever, and like, I feel horrible for what happened to you. I want to, make it up to you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't remember. Oh yeah, and so basically she laughs in his face and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, funny. And I might be missing a step. Maybe Rachel, you can fill me in.
No, I
But
think that's pretty much it.
then he's like, no one says no to me.
Oh,
What
well,
did you say?
yeah,
You
you
were
kind of
fine.
you did miss a step. He offered for her to be his fake girlfriend,
Right, yeah.
and then she says no, and then he's like, nobody says no to me, and then he left, and that's where we left it off.
Like, and that's why I was saying, like, you can, if you want to watch the end of our stream. I mean, I was like, man, this is giving me like werewolf vampire book vibes.
Yeah.
And which we were trying to find a book that was not in that category because we've already and yeah, we'll see. But that took 5 chapters to get to that point in the story.
Yeah, and there's 29 in total.
Yeah.
So who knows where this story is going to take us.
By SirEllious. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, me neither. But okay. Well, do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
I can start. I mean, unless you want to.
No, it doesn't matter to me. I think
Okay.
I think I started last time.
Okay. All right. Chapter 5. Deal. Oh, and all the chapters start with a quote by the same guy so far, Grimm.
And they're stolen quotes, by the way. I have a
Yeah,
very suspicious hunch.
yeah. So this quote is, or says, "We don't believe, we only fear." Grimm. I stare at the ceiling of my bedroom, the blank whiteness staring back, me reflecting how I am feeling on the inside. It's been an hour since Hunter left, but it feels like a century, and I've been able to think about his last words. No one says no to me and gets away with it. I know I'm dead, beyond dead. I should just run away and change my name to John.
What?
One has ever said no to him, and I visually shudder at the thought of what could happen to me and to my mother. He could ruin me, more so than I already am. He could make life hard for me, and my mom could. Oh, yeah, this takes place in England.
Oh, yeah.
I mentioned that. Could ruin my life at school and everything after it if he wanted to. He had so much money and a lot of influence. Still said no. What an idiot. I groan and roll onto my stomach and grab my phone that's been lying on my bedside table on charge since Hunter came over. Unlocking my phone, I see that I never closed down Facebook, and looking at the app brought tears to my eyes. I stare at images of myself red faced and blotchy, looking with tears streaming down my face and looking a right state. Shutting down the app, I go to my contacts and ring the only person that could help me right now, Lily.
Oh, yeah.
She picked
We also have a
up.
fan theory that.
You have a
Okay, yes.
theory.
I have a fan theory that Ava is gay for Lily. Moving on. That will probably never happen, obviously, but I think whatever.
Okay. She picks up after a few rings. Hello, bitch. I smile and shake my head. Hello, flower? Yeah, I'm not the best when it comes to nicknames. No kidding.
Yeah.
It's better than what she calls me. So what's up? I sigh and groan as I begin to tell Lily everything. Hunter came over to my house and asked if I wanted to be his girlfriend. I left out the part that it's fake because that part. Wait, because that part because it just felt silly and personal and I didn't want to upset her. Obviously, I said no. He got mad and said, "No one says no to me and gets away with it." I say in a deep voice, trying to sound like Hunter's, but I know I sounded stupid. I take a deep breath after rushing through all of that. On the other end of the line, Lily is silent. Then I hear her scream. Not a scream of terror, but a fangirl scream. You know the ones where the girl is screaming really loud and high pitched, most likely jumping up and down, waving her arms all over the place in excitement? That's what she's doing right now. Oh my gosh, you have to say yes. Think how good this will be when you can rub it in everyone's face, especially Jessica's. And if you do it, it means that I might have a shot with Declan. Oh, please, Ava, do this for me. Please, please, please. I stare at the wall as Lily's pleading goes on and on. Do you want to read now?
Sure. Don't you think it's rather odd that Hunter, the bad boy, is asking me out? I practically shout down the phone at her. She's silent on the end of the phone, obviously thinking about this before she finally comes up with an answer. Maybe it is weird, but aren't you tired of hiding in the shadows and people pushing you around and using you? Don't you want a chance to be different, to be liked, and people stop abusing you? Wow. That's a thing to say to your friend. I think about everything that could have started. Oh, I think about everything that I could have if I started fake dating Hunter for a while. A few months could really make a difference to my life, and I could maybe even have some more friends, and maybe for just once in my life, I could happy. Oh, we're switching to Hunter's POV in a minute.
Oh my gosh.
Fine, I shout down the phone. I'm doing this for Lily as well as myself. It would be good to wipe the smirk off Jessica's face and maybe get out of my comfort zone and become somebody that makes me and become someone that makes me happy. Okay. Yay, I've got to go. I'll see you at school on Monday, bitch. I chuckle to myself. That girl is a weird one, but I love her, and I don't want to ever lose her, especially over a boy. Bye, flower. Oh.
Can I just say, it's so confusing I don't know sometimes throughout that part if Lily was talking or if it was her, because the way that she writes it, or
Yeah,
whoever the author is.
I think I think the quote is Lily, and then the rest of it is Ava.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured that out afterwards, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
like the
is
way
kind of
she says,
confusing.
I chuckle to myself after the quote.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's no period after the quote, so
yeah,
it's like, is she continuing on her sentence or
yeah.
what? So okay, buy flower. Oh, buy flower. I say in a whisper that's lost in the wind as I throw my phone towards my
Lost in
pillow
the wind.
and fall into my back. Ouch! Fall into my back, staring at my walls, letting them absorb me. So she, oh, so she's being, so she's imploding and being absorbed into her house. Cool. I wish I was artistic enough to draw that.
Yeah,
Do you want me to keep going or do you want to start? I haven't read that much.
it's up to you.
Um,
I mean, if you,
I'll do up
this is
until
funny.
I'll do up until hey, we want to fuck.
Okay.
Okay. So now it's Hunter's point of view. I sit there completely shocked on her bed and look her dead in the eye. Ava just said no to me. To me! I am Hunter Black. No one says no to me. No one says no to me, princess. You are no exception. No one says no to me and gets away with it. I stand up and walk out of her house. Anger surged through my body. He's going Super Saiyan. Anger surged through my body as I stormed my way out of her house and into my car, trying to cool supposed to be off some steam. She looks so cute in those fluffy PJs, all warm and cozy. It it would have been so easy to tease her for it. No, Hunter, what are you?
Okay.
No, Hunter, what are you even thinking? And why did you call her princess?
I'm wondering too. That was a little weird.
Yeah. No need to start getting attached. You've only met her for 5 damn minutes. My anger grows again, and I know just the perfect cure to deal with it.
Uh-oh.
I text a random girl's number that's on my phone. I don't save their names, it's just girl. Like girl 1, girl 2.
Yeah.
Once it's over, they get deleted. Out of sight, out of mind. Hey, you wanna fuck?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I'm blunt about it. That's all I do. I hump them and dump them.
It's returned.
Oh. Okay. It's not my fault that they catch feelings and get hurt. They know me and they know what I do. They know how I operate, and I can't help if they decide they love me or whatever bullshit they say. I mean, it's just sex. How can you love someone from fucking just once? Girls are stupid, are so stupid sometimes. Ava isn't. She knew to stay away from me. I shake my head at this. Stupid thoughts. I get a text from the girl, whoever she was. Sure, babe, come right over. I'll send you the address. I smile down at my phone. Tonight's gonna be good. Slamming my car door, I drive to the address given to me with a wolfish grin on my face.
No. Oh wow, we don't even get the sex scene.
Well, I'm sure there will be one later.
Okay.
Okay. I leave the girl's house. She was terrible. Too much talking and not enough action.
That's so... whatever. She's a booty call. Get over it, dude.
I know. Okay. Always talking and trying to get me to tell her she'd been a naughty girl. I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't want... I don't want a sex scene. Never mind.
I don't know. I don't want to know what kind of sex scene this author would write.
Oh, I know.
Probably be horribly cringy.
Ugh.
Okay. Always talking and trying. Yeah, I read that part. I'll tell you what I want to, bitch. I'm glad I'll never sleep with her again. She was either a virgin or just bad. But I didn't stick around to find out. Having to use some of my methods of my own, I managed to finish before I was out the door, before she could ask me to stay the night.
Wait,
Jeez.
hold on. So he came in his pants?
Hang on. Having to use some methods of my own. Oh! Yeah, I guess. Or maybe in the bathroom. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it sounds like.
So he probably like faked it and then
Yeah.
it went in the bathroom and
Yeah.
finished it. Yeah. Okay. I've slept with nearly every one girl in my school, and Ava's my next target.
Yes, I called it. I fucking called it.
You did. What a creep. Drew has challenged me to get Ava to sleep with me in the next 2 months. If I can't, then he gets to claim the title of the ultimate player and keep his leadership.
Who's Drew?
That's a good question. He has not been brought up before. Wait, maybe. Well, it could be that guy that cornered Ava in the library because she never said his name,
Maybe.
and he seemed unfamiliar to her. I'm sure that there are actually people out there like this, but I really hope not.
Yeah, and they're probably. I mean, if there are, they probably are just teenagers.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very, like, juvenile way to think about life. So, anyway. I hopefully, I don't ever run into anybody like this.
Well, I don't think you will. You would probably be like Ava. You just laugh in their face.
Oh, yeah.
Like, uh-huh.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, wait. Scroll up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I growl at the thought of that sick, twisted fuck being my leader, but I ignore it and focus on my target. I know that to get Ava to sleep with me won't be as easy as just asking her. It's going to take time, which is why I'm asking her to be my fake girlfriend. She's different, and I need help with subjects in school. So it's a win-win for me. If I don't get my grades up without bribing the teachers with money, then I can't play football this season. It's only one of their reasons.
That's so tragic.
I know. It's only one of their reasons. I want to kill Jessica and Drew for what they did, and I want out. So it was Drew in the library.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Ava's my best chance of finally getting equal with them and gaining my freedom. What? I grab my phone and find Ava's number. She's the only girl's name I have saved in my phone, besides my mom and a few family members. How did he get her number?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how he got her address. I don't know how he got her number. Like, I'm guessing that the only person in school that even has her phone number is Lily, because as she stated multiple times, she's her only friend. So he would have had to get it from her. But
yeah,
I don't know, unless he like stole her phone and copied down her phone number,
or looked her up in the phone book.
I don't know. Maybe she has it prominently displayed on her Facebook page. I don't know. Do you want to finish, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll just finish and then you start the next chapter.
Okay.
Hey, have you changed your mind yet, princess? Ugh. I wait for a reply as I get into my car. It's nothing too flashy today. I didn't want people to know I was at Ava's if she said no. Like his car? His car's... Okay. All right, then. Which she did. And then there would be a lot of explaining to do. Keeping a low profile is a good idea when I'm around Ava for now, until she becomes more comfortable. I finally get a text back from Ava just as I'm about to set off back home. Okay, fine, you win. I'll be your fake girlfriend. No, I smirk down at my phone, gripping it tight as I start the car. I am already halfway there. Okay, guys, I'm sorry for the shorter chapter. This has been rewritten. Blah, 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 blah.
What does the comment say?
that are
some
you read.
that are some wise words, young man. Okay. Pathetic Aesthetic 101.
Oh, okay. Now I'm forgetting the name Ava, and I'm going to call her John.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, let's keep on going. This is definitely going a lot smoother than the last one did.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 6. Makeover. In all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. Another stolen quote. I cross my legs this way, then the other, as I wait for Hunter to come to pick me up. He said he was going to pick me up to take me shopping. Oh, God. Do not get me wrong. I do not mind missing a day of my free time of the weekend, as I don't ever leave this room, as I'm not stupid enough. I get bullied enough whilst I'm at school. I do not need it on my weekends as well. However, it still had me anxious to leave the house, even if I will be with Hunter. This was Hunter we were talking about, the bad boy of the school who did anything he wanted with girls because they always threw themselves at him. He could be taking me anywhere to do anything. Just in case I picked up a can of pepper spray and placed it into my bag to make myself feel better. Oh, safer.
Good Lord. Why would you get in the car with a man that you felt you would even be at risk for something? I don't know.
Well, teenagers are stupid.
Yeah.
And we were stupid once. I'm still
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh, me too.
I decided on wearing black jeans with rips on the knees and a baggy gray top with SpongeBob on it that was starting to fade away. Sexy. This
This was
This was one of my better outfits.
That's what I was laughing at.
I don't normally wear jeans, but it was a Hunter. And
Wait.
So it's supposed to just be Hunter, but it was Hunter, and I wanted to look better next to him because he looks so plush and sexy. What?
Gosh.
I think she meant to say posh.
Oh.
And I'll look like trash next to him. You'll look like trash with an old SpongeBob t-shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a god, and everyone knew who he was. I might as well try to look half decent next to him, so I don't stand out like a sore thumb. You already failed. I stare at my phone again. Why was I so bothered by him? He is a stupid player. Maybe it's because I want to know what his endgame is here, and why he needed me, the most unpopular girl in school. Huh?
I said, you'll find out.
Oh, yeah. I glance at my phone to see if I have any new texts. Nothing. Getting up and making sure I have everything I need, including my purse, even though it has not got a lot in it. That's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
I stare at the 30 euro sat in my purse I got working over the summer that I haven't spent. I spent my time working away in a library, which was meant to be a volunteer job, but she paid just the bare minimum for the few days that I did.
Well, so far, she has not had good experiences with libraries.
No, she has not. Sighing, I put it back in my purse and my phone goes off. I walk over and look at it. Asshole.
I just read it.
Ew. Ugh, I can't believe I have to read this.
want me to read it?
No, I can do it.
Okay.
Asshole. I'm an outside princess.
It's not supposed to have the "and" there.
No. Hurry up and come give me love, winky face. Barf. Okay, you can go.
Okay. I roll my eyes at his text, but proceed out of the doorway anyway, checking everything last time, and grabbing my keys off the side so I could lock up, as my mother is already at work. When I walk out, it's to find an orange Aston Martin Vanquish, really,
Is
in high school. Do
I
you know what
don't
an Aston Martin is?
No, I don't know anything about cars.
That's the James Bond model car.
Oh, like that really sleek, like
Yeah, like
flashy.
a lot of times they're like silver.
Yeah.
The front of it is like really long, and yeah, definitely sleek.
Okay.
Super expensive. This I actually kind of want one. Um, this beautiful car was sat in my driveway at my house. How amazing is that? Do so much with the amount of money it costs to get this car. I stare at the car longingly. It was definitely on my top 5. Girl, same. Sighing in awe, a car horn brought me back to my senses as I turned my focus to the man behind the driving side. Feeling my cheeks heat up slightly, I walk to the door and hop in. It's just as beautiful on the inside as it is on the outside. After finally looking around the car, I turn my gaze to Hunter as we haven't set off yet, and I give him a quizzing look. He smirks at me before greeting me with that oh so sexy voice. Did I actually just think that? Hey, princess, you like what you see? He throws me a wink while I shake my head. Yes, actually, the car is gorgeous. It's on my top 5. He nods his head, but doesn't say anything back before we are hitting the road. A few minutes into the ride, I feel words tumbling out of my mouth before I'm even aware of what is going on. You're going to want to refrain from calling me princess, asshole.
Ugh.
I smirk slightly as his grip tightens on the steering wheel, making his knuckles turn white. He takes a few breaths before he turns to look at me and smirks.
Oh, ew. That
What?
that just made me feel like really uncomfortable. Like I need to jump out of my window. Like a white knuckle grip on the steering wheel and then like slowly turning your head to
Yeah.
look at your passenger. Ugh.
Alright, here we go. What would you prefer to be called, princess? I can feel all the smugness in his voice as he says this, and it just makes me want to punch him in his pretty face. I don't know where this violence came from. I have a feeling he brings out the worst in me.
You barely know him.
How about you just call me my name? My voice comes out harsher than I intended it to be, but I needed to get my point across to this no asshole. Sure thing, princess. Actually, the way it's written, sure thing, princess. Do you want to go now?
Yeah. I roll my eyes at this and continue looking out the window, ignoring him for the rest of the ride. The ride wasn't awkward. Are you sure? It was just comfortable silence after our little conversation. After about a quick 21-minute drive, we arrived at the shopping hall. Oh. Did you say something?
Yeah, it's 20 minutes. You said 21 minutes.
Oh.
Like, where are you getting the one from?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
I say 20 minutes like it's close. That is close. It's not. It's a good half hour, but in this amazing car and Hunter's bad driving skills, we shed 10 minutes off. I jump out of the car as soon as we pull, thankful. I'm no longer gripping the seat for dear life as we race down the roads and praying that I haven't caused any damage to the seat because I doubt that I could afford to pay for any of the damage without selling an arm and a leg and possibly a kidney. I think we should be okay.
I'm not okay.
Walking in the shopping hall, we get a few weird looks. Yeah, probably because there's this man with a hobo.
That's so mean.
She's wearing a oversized SpongeBob faded shirt. And that's her
Yeah.
nice outfit.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, as you can imagine, Hunter is seen with a lot of girls, tall, skinny, and very prettier. Even if most of them were fake. Wow,
And
that is
probably
so
better at English or too.
yeah. That is so like judgmental.
Yeah.
You can tell that this is like one of those I'm not like other girls people.
Hmm.
Uh, so you can imagine their surprise when he was seen with someone like me. Average. That is a compliment. I'm below average.
Wah wah. Sorry.
It's okay. I walk in nervously. I keep fumbling with my fingers. The glances that we get are proof that I will no longer be able to be invisible and hide in the shell that I have built for myself to protect me from this dangerous of the world. It's proving to me that I can't go back from this after I entered the shopping hall. I could no longer blend in with the lockers at school or the walls as teachers walk past. Hide as Jessica comes storming down the halls to terrorize someone's life, usually mine. Walking into the shopping hall was amazing. I'd only been a few times as we don't have much money. Most of my clothes came from charity shops, and there weren't many in here at this, as this is one of the bigger malls that are around, and that means bigger and better shops are placed inside to attract more customers. That was all one sentence. Damn. Okay. I'll do two more.
Okay.
Glancing around, I saw Hunter watching me for my reaction, sensing that I clearly hadn't been here in a long time. I smiled up at him as we started walking. As we walked, I saw beautiful clothes and summer sales displayed in the windows to attract more people and draw them in, so they'd spend more money. I smile at the fact that there are sales going on. At least I'll be able to afford something. We carry on walking until we are front of hairdressers.
Plot twist. They're all Muppets.
The outside was decorated with a pale pink background and cursive writing which read Catherine's Beauty Salon. I feel my heartbeat quicken. I didn't want my hair cut. My dad and I always preferred it long. I feel sadness as the thought pops into my head as imagine myself with a short bop. And the thought strikes fear into my heart. I stop once I'm inside the shop. It's a cute little shop with 2 sinks for washing hair and 3 stations for cutting the hair, which to me doesn't make sense because it's not equal with the amount of wash stations. Okay. I hadn't had my hair done in ages. The last time I had got it cut was before my dad died, and that was 2 years ago. The thought of him brings tears to my eyes, but I push them as I don't want to cry on the middle of some shop with Hunter stood next to me.
Wait, okay. So I'm going to read now, but
yeah.
So she didn't want to get her hair cut. Who said she had to get her hair cut, and why did she go ahead and go into the shop?
I don't know. I guess because she's a nerd and a pushover.
But he didn't even say.
I don't know.
Also, she has 30 euros. Unless he's going to pay for it, what kind of haircut is she going to get?
A very shitty one.
And I mean, I know people actually do this, so no shame if you do. Yeah. But do people go to malls to get their haircut? Because I thought those weren't very good places to get your haircut.
I don't know. I think that's the general consensus, but I'm sure, if you can't afford like an actual salon, it's the next best thing.
Kind of like Ulta.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's better. I think it's better than like Great Clips,
Yeah.
but not quite like salon quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Where were we?
Um,
Right here, I think.
yeah. Okay. Turning my attention to the shop, I noticed that in the middle of the shop there's a young lady. She has short black hair, then fell to her shoulders and helped to frame her heart-shaped face with the same emerald eyes as Hunter. Her skin was pale, and she had light rosy cheeks that made her look like a real bubbly and warm person. She was also about my height, maybe a few inches taller, standing at 5'3" or 5'4". When she heard us walk in, her face light up like a kid at Christmas, and her eyes sparkled with mischief. Hunter!
Oh my
Oh,
god, excuse me.
okay. So Hunter took her here because she knows this, or he knows this girl.
I guess.
Hunter! She practically squealed his name, and I smiled as she ran up to him and gave him a big hug, to which he returned the hug, but looked slightly awkward, probably because he slept with her, as his eyes shifted
No,
towards me.
I hope not. I jumped ahead.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, okay, and I said that. To which he returned the hug, but looked slightly awkward as his eyes shifted towards me and back to this bubbly woman in front of me. She finally turns me, her eyes dazzling and boring into mine. Jeez.
Oh my god, she must be a vampire.
All right. Hi, you must be Ava. I'm Catherine. I'm Hunter's cousin. I nod in realization, and that's why they have the same eyes. Although Catherine seemed to be more alive and fiery, whereas Hunter seemed cold and closed off. I smile and nod as she drags me over to one of the chairs, not even asking if I wanted my hair done or not. So, do you have any ideas in mind? I think about this for a few seconds before shaking my head, as I have never bothered to change my hair, but just let it be my normal brown color. I don't want too much cut off my hair. I like it long, other than that, you can do what you like, I say in a matter-of-fact tone. She nods and gets to work.
She just said she doesn't want her hair cut.
Yeah. I mean, she probably just means like an inch off or something.
I don't know.
Like split ends.
Yeah.
She nods and gets to work, washing and drying before she starts trimming off my beautiful strands. I hold in a little sob as I watch some of the hair fall on the floor, as memories of my father danced in my head.
So, I guess their thing was getting their hair cut together.
Well, it doesn't sound like he's getting his hair cut too.
Oh, Hunter. Oh, I thought you meant her dad. I was like, no,
Oh.
he's dead.
That took me a second. Well, no, it was because she said that she and her dad liked her hair long.
Oh, okay.
Should I keep going?
I can do a couple and then you can finish it off.
Okay.
After 2 hours, she was finished, and I was glad it was over. I could barely feel my bum. Sitting down for so long and not being able to move was ridiculous.
Oh.
I have no idea. That's supposed to be ridiculous, but it's spelled wrong. Okay. I have no idea what she has done to my hair, as I wasn't allowed to look in the mirror. That's so horrible. Don't ever do that. If you're a hairdresser or a person getting your hair cut, always look at yourself in the mirror. After she noticed me staring, what? She. Sorry, that just made me think of that whack grandma.
So, yeah.
What she was doing to my hair. She finally uncovers the mirror and I gasp. I hope it's a bad haircut. My hair has been trimmed slightly, not too much, as I asked, so now it came to the middle of my back in swaying motions. Natural. Sorry, Hermes just fell off my bed.
Oh.
Hermes is my cat, by the way. Um,
Natural highlight.
Natural highlights have been added throughout my hair to help bring it out more and to stop it looking so dull and dead. She has also curled my hair into beach waves to give it a bit more bounce and shine so my hair looks like it belonged in a magazine. I was absolutely in love with my hair. It looked so alive and shiny, and all I wanted to do was run my hands through it, but I didn't feel like messing with the masterpiece that she had created for me. I'll do one more and then you can finish it.
Okay.
She'd even done light makeup as a bonus. I had peachy pink lips and a light cover of foundation and a nude shadow on my lids and whatever else she had done because I could not name them. I was blown away. I didn't even look like me. My cheekbones looked more pronounced and my face seemed to have more color in it compared to when I didn't wear any at all. Overall,
Probably because her foundation is too dark. That's what they always do.
yeah, like give you 2 or 3 shades too dark.
Yeah.
Overall, I liked the whole look as it was natural and made me look like someone different, but in a good way. The makeup wasn't caked on my face, and I didn't have any slag lines to show that my face and neck was a completely different color.
Oh, okay. 1 second. All right. Hunter had gone out after about half an hour into my hair getting done, and he still wasn't back. Sighing, I sent him a quick text thinking about how he was probably snogging faces with some other girl as he got bored at how long this process was taking. I turned to Catherine, who looked anxiously at my face, trying to gauge my reaction. Do you like it? Her voice came out nervously, stumbling over her words, slightly afraid I would say I hated it. A smile took over my face as I spoke. I love it, Catherine. Thank you so much. Although you'd have to take me through how you did the makeup and how you curled my hair effortlessly because I am hopeless. It's not that I haven't ever been interested in this sort of stuff, but I guess I haven't had anyone to teach me how to do it. Then I saw all the girls at sixth form, and that put me, off learning. She giggled at my little rant about the girls at my school, but agreed nonetheless to help teach me. The bell rang from the shop, and I turned to find Hunter walking through the door. Glancing up, he stares at me with his mouth hanging open slightly. He quickly recovers and smirks at me with that wolfish grin of his.
Eesh.
You clean up good, princess. I blush, but say a quick thank you at Hunter before turning back to Catherine. How much do I owe you? She smiles before shaking her head at me, laughter in her eyes. Didn't Hunter already tell you? He's already paid for it. I shake my head, but I give her a hug and thank her once again before leaving the shop with Hunter behind me. I could feel his eyes on me as we walk out the shop, but I try my best to ignore him as I think about what Catherine has just said. I wonder why he paid for me, I think to myself, before I was dragged from my thoughts as Hunter guides me into a shop filled with summer clothes by the small of my back. Ooh, that always is a moment. I got this, I say to myself. Oh, I got this, I say to myself, though I was sure I was lying, as I look into the dreaded doors of hell. Yeah, the little note at the end doesn't matter.
Yeah. Slag lines. Hee hee.
I've never heard that term. I know what it means.
Yeah. I haven't either. Okay. Let's keep going. We're on a roll tonight.
Yeah.
Did I start in the last one or did you?
I started chapter 5, you started chapter 6.
Oh, okay, so you can start this one.
Okay. Chapter 7, Uncertainty. If a man of pure heart were to fall in love with her, that would bring her back to life. My feet were aching, my back was sore, and my arms felt like lead, as they were being weighed down with the amount of clothes that I had bought. My patience was wearing thin, as I kept having to try so many clothes on, and I was starting to get sick of it. We had only been to 2 shops. 2 shops! It was ridiculous. The funny thing is, in those 2 shops, we had managed to waste 3 hours that didn't even include the 2 hours spent to get my hair done. I had looked around at the clothes in there, and there were a few things I picked out, such as a cute top that had a unicorn on it. But Hunter just shook his head and ended up picking out all of my clothes for me after he realized my taste in clothes didn't match his image. Well, what gave it away? The SpongeBob t-shirt? Granted, there were a few objections on my part because there was no way was going to dress like a slut. However, Hunter had good taste.
Okay, don't slut shame. It's not cool.
I had 4 massive bags full of clothes, and Hunter had paid for them all again after sending me a glare when I went to fetch out my purse. I felt bad because even though I knew I couldn't afford the clothes that we were buying, I still wanted to contribute in some way. In total, the clothes from these 2 shops had come to around 600 euros. And to say I was ready to faint when I heard the amount was an understatement. That is pretty interesting that he's spending so much money on her.
Yeah, and it's just to have sex with her.
Yeah.
Like,
does he doesn't do this with all the girls.
Yeah. But he said she's different.
Yeah.
So
you gotta convince her.
Yeah.
Okay, right now we were stood in the middle of a shop and we were in the swimming costume section, and to be honest, I was a little uncomfortable. I was looking at one piece as this is where I felt more comfortable. Hunter was looking bikinis with a smirk on his face. Cool. Returning my gaze back to the swimming costumes, I picked out a red one. I turned to Hunter, who was holding 3 bikinis. I sighed as he ushered me into the changing room and handing me the bikinis and taking away the swimming costume before I had a chance to object to what was happening. Okay, you can read now, but this is uncomfortable. I mean,
yeah.
If I was going on a first date with someone, even if I knew it was fake, I would not want to go clothes shopping.
Yeah. Or like have them like having or allowing them to pick out clothes for me.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't fit their image. Like,
yeah.
That's kind of just really shitty and manipulative and really gross.
Yeah. Like, oh, you need a makeover.
Yeah. But I guess it's supposed to be cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Hunter, I like that. My voice came out like a child having a tantrum, and I blushed at the thought, but I pushed the thought away as I turned to the mirror in the changing room and felt the blush creep up my neck. Ava, you have to learn to be comfortable as the new person I am helping you become. I'm not changing who you are. I'm giving you the confidence to be the person you were meant to be. Oh, gross.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go back to safety. You just have to step outside and your comfort bubble. What it... Gross. I nodded and walked into the changing room properly and pulled the curtain closed, making sure he couldn't see in. He was right. I wasn't going to be invisible any longer. I needed to stop going back to that bubble and gain the confidence to be the real me. Who that was, though, I had no idea. I turned to look at the first bikini. It's a deep green army color and has 2 straps on the bottom so you could pull the straps up around your waist. The top was a halter neck and the inside of the round cups was padding to help show off people's boobs more. It did look nice, but it wasn't something I would wear, and I cringed at how on shows my boobs would be. I shake these... Oh. I thought she was going to shake her titties. I shake these thoughts from my head and slip it on. As pretty as it was showing a lot more skin than I would have liked, but this is me trying to start fresh. I fluffed up my hair slightly and plastered the best smile on my face. Oh, don't go up. She's gonna go out with that on. Oh, you idiot.
That's so awkward.
You gigantic idiot. Mustering up all my courage, I pulled back the curtain and walked out. Hunter was sat in the chair on his phone when he heard me. He looked up and his face looked shocked. His jaw dropped and his eyes bugged out of their sockets. Okay, this would be a good one to draw.
Yeah.
Something flashed in his eyes, but it was gone as quick as it came. As they started to cloud over slightly. Okay. I'm going to pull up paint. And
Okay.
I'm going to do a quick little drawing. If you want, you can keep reading if you want to. I
Okay.
need to find paint first.
I'll read from my app.
Okay. Yeah, you read and I'll paint, and then when you get to maybe after like, or I'll tell you when I'm done, and
Okay.
then I'll switch it over on the stream so that way everybody can see it all at the same time.
Okay. Because I won't be seeing what you're drawing right now
Yeah.
until the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 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 princess, you clean up pretty nice. I don't know why you cover up. You have a nice figure. I blushed at his words, but nodded a quick thanks before going back into the changing room and trying on the rest. This time, I wasn't going to show Hunter. After all our shopping, I dragged Hunter to the food court to eat. I was starving. I had paid for the food as he had paid for everything else, and I still felt bad about that, so this was the least that I could do. We were still getting a lot of looks from people passing by and whispering behind their hands, more so than last time, because Hunter, the genius, had persuaded me to change into some of the new clothes. He said it was like giving it a test drive, seeing what others thought. Who cares what others think?
Yeah.
Honestly, I felt so exposed to what I was wearing. I was still wearing my black ripped jeans and had just changed my top from a baggy t-shirt to a cropped white top with short sleeves that sat just above my belly button and a cropped blue denim jacket with rips over it, giving off a distressed vibe. To finish off the look, I had a pair of white and black checkered, which is not spelled correctly, Vans on my feet and a pair of expensive sunglasses on my head, pushing back my newly styled hair. It
Okay,
looked really
pause. I am
okay.
going to I'm going to show the picture.
Oh my gosh. Why are her arms so long?
I don't know. I didn't know how tall I was going to make her.
Ooh, give him some like rosy cheeks. Like the diagonal lines. Yeah.
She's got a blush also.
Oh no. It's too close.
And he can also have a little bit of a nosebleed.
What?
There we go. Perfect.
Nice.
So this is, what are we going to call this one?
This is chapter 7.
Chapter 7?
Yeah.
Bikini.
Yeah. Teeny weeny. What's that song?
I don't know. She wore an itsy bitsy
Yeah.
teeny weeny yellow polka dot
Bikini.
that she wore on the first time today. Okay. Oops. What did I do?
It says this stream has ended.
My stream? Oh. Oops. I think I accidentally clicked out of something. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so
where were we?
The paragraph I was on started with, honestly, I felt so exposed to what I was wearing.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It looked really cute, and I was getting a load of looks from guys while they stared and wolf whistled at me, where the girls were throwing daggers at me for being with Hunter the sex god, or at least that's what people called him. All this new attention had me squirming in my seat as I kept my eyes down on the food that I had ordered as a permanent blush had taken over my face. Hunter just ignored everyone around him as he ate his food in silence, a faraway look on his face. I could tell this was his thinking face, as his face was pulled into a frown, as this was his most common facial expression. I about had a stroke reading those two sentences. I watched him for a few more moments before his eyes locked with mine, and he sent daggers my way. Don't you know staring is rude? His tone was harsh, and it took every bit of courage I had to not flinch away from him and hide away from his gaze. I'm sorry, I started to stammer out, but he cut me off with a piercing look before he got up and walked away from me. I watched as he strutted over to a group of girls who flashed smiles at him before he was sucking faces with
Ew.
one of the blonde girls as she ran her hands through his hair.
So he's like a face hugger?
What'd you say?
Like a alien face hugger?
What?
Oh, well, I've never seen Alien, but I know, like, they, like, one of the aliens attaches to your face and puts its eggs down your throat.
Ew, what? No.
So
Why did you
that's what.
tell me that? Oh my god. Ugh.
So that's what he is right now. He's a face hugger.
That's disgusting. I don't want that image in my head anymore. Okay.
Or at least I think
You
it was
read.
Alien. It was.
Gosh.
I turned my eyes away from the scene in disgust as I grabbed my stuff off the floor before leaving the food court. Okay, how's she gonna get home? Like over
Oh.
there. I felt a pang in my chest as I realized that Hunter isn't going to be able to keep this deal with me, with me, because he's too much of a man whore. Oh, too much of a man whore that can't keep it in his pants. I was going to look like an idiot if he kept running around to other girls' houses and get some. I mentally cringed at the thought as I started walking aimlessly around the mall, looking for something to occupy my time with as I figured out a way to get home. After walking around for some time and giving up hope that I would find anything to do, I noticed a secondhand bookshop. Tucked away in
What?
the corner. Of course it's a fucking bookshop.
Oh, because she's a nerd?
Yeah, she needs to, like, chill out on this nerd shit.
It's who she is, Rachel.
Being a nerd isn't just liking books.
I know.
Smiling to myself, I pushed my way into the shop, which was quite small. Placing my bags on the ground near my feet, I ran my fingers across the spines of the books that lined the shelves. I started pulling books at random off the shelves before reading the blurb and placing back where they belonged. The ones I liked the sound of, oh my god. I can't read. The ones you can tell I'm not a nerd because I am illiterate. The ones I liked the sound of, I placed next to my bags on the floor as I scoured the bookshelves for more books. Half an hour later, I had a pile of books that I was ready to buy as I walked over to the counter as I walked over to the counter to the lady who sat behind and gave me a welcoming smile. I had felt her eyes on me while I was looking for books. Ooh. But it looked like she'd, like, I don't know. I'm imagining, like, a creepy, like, I don't know, surveillance robot book lady.
The way you said, oh, it sounded like...
No, that's not how I meant to say it. I meant to be like, ew.
I gotcha.
Give me a welcoming smile. I had felt her eyes on me. No, there isn't even on me. It just says I had felt her eyes on while I was looking for books. But it looked like she didn't want to interrupt me. So she just sat and read while waiting for me to finish. She was a short lady with short blonde hair that held curls and framed her face. She had deep gray eyes, and they held warmth as she stared at me, ringing up the books for me. Why would she... See, just saying that she stared as she rang up books just makes it even more creepy. Like, eyelids
Mm-hmm.
pulled all the way back, staring.
Ew.
Creepy. I
Yeah,
wasn't,
something's going on.
yeah. I wasn't sure how long I had been in the shop, but I didn't care because I felt at peace here and my troubles seemed to just disappear. Maybe this is like one of those. Did you read Percy Jackson?
I think I did read one of the books. I love the movie.
Um, I can't remember if it was in the first book, but there was like this place. It was in, I think it was in Las Vegas or something. It
Yeah,
was like a
yeah, the
club.
Lotus.
Yeah. I wonder if this is
Yeah.
like, if this is like a Lotus Club situation.
Mm.
Um,
I have to relate to her though. That's how I feel when I go to a bookshop.
yeah. I don't know. I haven't been to a bookstore in a long time
Yeah.
because I don't know. College like made me stop reading.
Yeah. I mean I recently just started again because
Yeah.
I mean you just don't feel like it anymore because that's what you have to do all the time.
Yeah.
So
So, um, anyway, I didn't care because I felt at peace here and my troubles seemed to just disappear. For a moment, I forget that Hunter had brought me here and I had no way home as he properly left with some bimbo to get laid. She's so judgy. Shuddering at the thought, I turned my attention back to the lady in front of me as she started to place my books in a bag for me. While she told me the price, I opened my purse and handed over the rest of my money to her before saying a quick thank you before grabbing all my bags off the floor before exiting the shop with a smile plastered on my face, thinking nothing could ruin my mood. I was wrong, however.
oh, I thought you were gonna let me read that.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, it's almost at the end, so I can finish it.
Okay.
I was wrong, however. Standing not more than 10 feet away was Hunter with his arms crossed over his chest, making his biceps bulge. His face was set in hard lines as his eyes were cold and were glaring daggers at me. As I stood there shocked for a few seconds before I regained myself and started to walk the opposite direction to avoid him in his glare. Shoving my head down, I did my best I did my best to blend in, However, I was not successful after going through my makeup, which I am so confused.
I am too. Okay,
I
can
was
we start that over again? I'm very confused.
the the sentence or the paragraph.
Uh so he's standing there, he's mad with his bulging biceps and she's
Shoving
trying.
my head
Okay.
I'll start from shoving my head out. Shoving my head down, I did my best. I did my best to blend in. However, I was not successful after going through my makeup, which had people staring at me and boys catcalling me and making comments I'd rather not repeat. Okay, so she's like just putting her head down and trying to blend in, but she can't because of her makeover.
Yeah, because she's hot now.
Yeah. Feeling a hand grip my upper arm, I was yanked back to face a flaming pair of eyes, staring, burning with hatred. His grip on my arm doesn't release, and a whimper of fear escapes my lips as I stare at him. There's only one motion across his face: anger. He turns away from me and drags me along with him in his vice-like grip on my arm, making me wince. I knew I was going to end up with bruises on my arm as my arm started to tingle as the blood was slowly being cut off.
Oh my god.
Jeez. I was pulled from my thoughts, literally as Hunter shoved me from the mall and into the car, throwing my bags into the little space there was before storming round to the other side of the car and slipped into the car, the anger radiating off him. I was quiet the whole time he drove me home. By the time I arrived home, Hunter threw my stuff at the car before he sped off, leaving me standing there in a dust of anger, confusion, and sadness.
Um
Wow.
wow. Don't go on that second date, Ava. I know she's
Yeah.
going to, but don't.
Because he's going to apologize.
Probably not. Well, he probably will, but it's going to be like,
It's going to be fake.
yeah.
He's probably mad because she was like looking like a nerd, being even walking into a bookstore.
Yeah.
Ruining his image.
Oh, yeah. Even though he went to a different table, was making out with girls.
Yeah.
For like an hour. So, how did he even find her? I don't know. It's making me I mean, I really am getting like vampire or werewolf vibes. Like
Uh-huh.
he can just smell her nerdiness and track her wherever.
Yeah.
But
Or maybe it's something where she has like a special ability where she is resistant to his
oh, to his
wooing.
charms. Yeah.
Yeah, to his charm. So he's like intrigued by that. Why can she resist me?
Yeah. Okay, let's keep
All
going.
right.
Do you
Okay.
have we've been going for like an hour. Um I mean, I don't have any time constraints and I want to keep reading because I'm having fun.
Yeah, let's do
Um
it.
I just don't know like how long you want to go.
I mean, I have nothing. So,
Okay,
however long you want.
we'll just go until probably I get tired then.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll start this one. Chapter 8, Showtime. Uh, there is no greater feeling than moving a man from point A to point B against his will. Okay. Imagine waking up knowing that when you leave your house, your whole life will change. This was my first thought when waking up. Today was my day. It was the day I will finally be noticed at school by everyone. The nerves I was feeling was eating away at me inside out. I laid in my bed for another few minutes. Excuse me. I laid in my bed for another few minutes before I rolled out and set my feet onto my fluffy white rug before pushing myself off the bed and out of the comfort that I felt. If I was going to be noticed, I need to try to look my best to make sure that Hunter didn't have another reason to give me the silent treatment. Why does she give a shit? She didn't even want this relationship in the first place.
Yeah.
Unless he's already brainwashed her. Walking into the bathroom, I took a quick shower and washed my hair with my mango and peach shampoo and matching conditioner. The nerves that came washing over me could have knocked me off my feet if I carried on thinking about what will happen when I get to school. Stumbling over my own nerves, I take calming breaths. Right?
Yeah.
No, that's I mean, the way it's spelled it's breathes. But I think it's supposed to be breaths.
Yeah.
To get my nerves under check, leaning against the wall for support. Finally, being able to calm myself down, I head to my room and slam the door shut, trying to shut out all the nerves and the pain. What? How many times has she said nerves? This is getting annoying. Trying to shut out all the nerves and the pain that I am feeling. I grab my phone and punch in the password with shaky fingers. I mentally curse myself and put on some music to distract myself. Half an hour later, I was done. I had my hair slightly curled at the ends, something a little extra to give it more flair. After brushing it out, it was now in beach waves, the same way Catherine had done which I liked. I had little makeup applied because I was still trying to figure it all out, some lip gloss, mascara, and a nude eyeshadow. Whew, I gotta catch my breath. Lastly, I had picked out a pink skater shirt that fell to my
Skirt.
What did I say?
Shirt.
Oh. A pink skater skirt. What even is a skater skirt?
I think it's like
Like a
it's
plaid?
like a hip hugger, and it's typically short, maybe pleated. Think Avril Lavigne.
Like an early 2000s
Yeah.
look? Okay. That fell to my mid-thighs and tight white crop top. I say I picked it. I didn't. Hunter had picked it out. He had texted me earlier knowing
Oh my gosh.
knowing I would wear jeans to help me feel more comfortable. To finish the look off, I slid on some white ankle-heeled boots. Huh?
Well, this outfit sounds horrible.
It does. I mean, it sounds like she's walking out of a 2000s like teen magazine.
Yeah.
Giving myself a shaky nod, I grabbed my bag, with all my school stuff in, which again was new and matched my outfit as it was a tote white bag. My phone. Oh, I guess she also grabbed her phone and headed downstairs. Upon reaching the kitchen, you can imagine my surprise when I saw my mother sitting at the makeshift table with a coffee in hand. She glanced at me before doing a double take. She stared at me, analyzing me. It made me feel uncomfortable, squirming under her own gaze as if this was how... Squirming under her own gaze, if this was how I felt around my own mother, then what am I going to do when I'm in front of the whole school? I can't tell if this is all one paragraph or not.
I think it is.
I'll just read this and then it'll be your turn.
Okay.
Ava, my mom questioned me. If she was questioning me, it was not a good sign. I looked at her nervously, wondering if she hated the way I looked and dressed, the way that I had changed my hair. So many questions were running through my head as I looked at her expression on his face. Yeah, Mum. It came out just above a whisper, but I knew she heard me. The nerves were eating away at me as I waited for her to answer me. You look so different, more confident in your skin. What a horrible mother. Like, you notice that your daughter is dressing completely differently and looks really uncomfortable. And you say this?
Well,
that just doesn't scream great, attentive mother to me. But, I mean, she also does work she is a nurse at a hospital, so.
I was going to say, doesn't she do what you do?
Yeah. So, I mean, but I still, like, I wouldn't say that to my daughter.
Well, I mean, I think you definitely have to be more confident to wear what she's wearing.
Yeah, but she isn't confident.
But maybe she thinks she looks like it. Like, maybe she's not reading the fact that she's uncomfortable.
Oh, maybe.
Which isn't very perceptive as her mother. I would think she would know her well enough to know that, but
yeah, I don't know. I think we're looking way too far into this.
Yep.
It's not that deep. This is a Wattpad story.
What?
Is that a good thing? I could hear my own tremor in my voice. In this case, yes, it is. Oh, Ava, you look gorgeous. Stunning, even. My mother practically gushed while I blushed and muttered a quick thanks before grabbing breakfast. 5 minutes passed before my phone went off, signaling that Hunter was waiting for me outside. I grabbed my bag and hugged my mom goodbye. It's been ages since I've been able to do that, and headed out the door to meet Hunter. Okay.
Hunter had come... Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Hunter had come in one of his really fancy cars today to show off. I guess to make sure... I doubt that any of his cars aren't fancy.
Yeah.
I guess to make sure that we get noticed by other people. But Hunter always gets noticed. It was a matte black Lamborghini, and man, it was just gorgeous. I might marry this guy just for his cars. Wait, what? I did not just say that.
Yes, you did.
I was brought from my thoughts by Hunter pressing the car horn and startling me. I hopped into the car before turning to him. I wasn't sure how he was going to react to me, so I had to be careful and try not to let the jerk out of his hiding place. He didn't look like he was on Saturday, so I guess he has cooled off. His jaw isn't clenched and his eyes don't seem cold, but they are guarded.
Oh my god, so that's how he looked the whole day? Or maybe when he left?
I think, yeah.
Okay, I was like, why would you get in a car with somebody who looked angry?
Yeah.
But I think we already established that teenagers are stupid, so.
His face has hard lines across it, showing how his face is always pulled down in a frown or a set, with his jaw clenched and his mouth in a thin line with no emotion on his face. You know, that was really rude. He just smirks at me before looking back at me. His smirk does not seem to reach his eyes, and I can see they are well guarded. Wow, princess, you clean up good. He says this with a wink sent my way, which makes me gag.
Me
How was I
too.
supposed to act as his girlfriend? He was such a jerk, not to mention the number of girls he has had. Letting a shiver run down my spine, as well as rolling my eyes, I turned to look out the window as Hunter pulled out my driveway. I was having mixed feelings about the guy. Yesterday I was fine, but today I felt more hostile towards him, especially after what happened at the mall. Maybe I was just taking my nerves out on him, or maybe it was because after he showed me a different side to him on Saturday, and that side is not something that I ever want to see again. The ride was slow and awkward as Mr. Grumpy Arse didn't want to talk to me. He seemed uninterested with talking to me, which was fine by me, as I wasn't in the mood to be talking to him either. I reached over to put on some music as I could feel the nerves beginning to kick in again before my hand was rudely slapped away. The slap didn't hurt, but it was enough to get a small yelp out of me, and I snatched my hand back. I gave Hunter my best death glare I could muster before I went to do it again. Knowing what to expect, I was quicker and managed to get the music on. Hunter shot me a glare, but left the music on anyway. Yeah, that's what I thought, sucker. Did a happy day in my head before mentally slapping myself for being so stupid because we had just turned into the school and my mood changed with the snap of a finger. I could feel eyes turn to the car and I was panicking big time. I knew he always drove a flashy car, but he never brought anyone with him in his cars. I couldn't do this. What was I thinking when I agreed to this? Yeah, that's what. Nothing. I was thinking like usual. I wasn't thinking like usual. For a nerd, that's not smart.
Ugh.
Hunter noticed me panicking, but did nothing to stop the feelings I had. He rolled his eyes before stepping out the car. That rude mother. I was cut off from my thoughts when my passenger drawer suddenly opened. Hunter stood there, his hand outstretched, waiting for me to take it. I had to do this. There was no backing out. Grabbing his hand and praying he didn't notice how sweaty my hands were becoming, I let him guide me out of the car. I saw people's faces looking confused or shocked. They, however, didn't seem to know who I was. After my makeover, I wasn't surprised. My own mother didn't seem to even recognize me, let alone people who had ignored me all their life. With Hunter's arm around my waist, I felt my body stiffen at his touch, but I tried to ignore it and make everything seem a bit more normal, as if we were an actual couple. His other hand, he was in his other hand, he was carrying my bag as we made our way to the front of the school. This was it. It was showtime.
Okay. Ha! No.
The heart.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Alright. Next chapter. I think it's your turn to start, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Chapter 9. Sunshine. I have a hard time saying that word.
Really?
Sunshine. Yeah. And lollipops. Sunshine and lollipops and
Rainbows. Okay.
I am impelled not to squeak like a grateful, frightened mouse, but to roar. You know that feeling as if you're going to be sick because everyone is looking at you and all you want to do is run and hide in your bed under the covers, but instead you can't because you agreed to be here, but now you wish you didn't because you're antisocial?
No.
Just me? Well, I'm feeling right now. As soon as the school's oak doors opened, that's when I felt sick to my stomach. The whole corridor went so silent you could hear a pin drop to the floor. As if in sync, all the heads of my fellow pupils turned our way in one smooth motion. I could feel their eyes on me, widening as they released Hunter. What?
I
Widening
think it
as.
was supposed to be realized.
Oh, Hunter had his arm around someone. With a girl most of them do not recognize, and he seemed comfortable with me. I could tell they were trying to figure out who I was, why I was with Hunter, the bad boy of the school that only messed around with girls and never allowed them to walk with him and be seen with him unless they were making out. Believe me when I say this, he has never, ever had a girlfriend in his life, or at least not to my knowledge, but then again, I don't remember even knowing that much about him for that matter. I guess I've been more focused on my work than I realized. I thought I was smart, but in some aspects, I was simply as clueless as some other people in the school. Yeah, no kidding. I was
Oh, I think you got cut off.
Totally out of my everything had changed. I'm gonna read one more. Oh, now that everything changed.
I think you should read the whole sentence again. It like cut out halfway.
Oh, I was totally out of my comfort zone and I wasn't looking forward to what was in store for me now that everything had changed. Okay, I'll read one more paragraph.
Okay.
My legs feel like lead, but Hunter just kept walking and pulling me along as his arm is secured around my waist. I was glad he was carrying my bag because I knew if I were carrying it, I would be on the floor from how heavy my legs felt. Adding extra weight is just a big no-no. We had made it halfway down the corridor before the other members of Hunter's gang showed up, or as the whole school calls them, the Three Musketeers. Um, although, strictly speaking, in history, there were thought to be four members of the
Oh my
Musketeers.
god.
She's a nerd. So they are historically wrong, but no one cares anyway, so I never say anything.
You just did. Man. Okay. Liam and Declan give me curious looks, but said nothing as we continued to carry on, walking until we reached my locker, which surprises me because I didn't even know Hunter knew I existed, let alone where my locker was. Immediately, the whole school starts to whisper about what they have seen. People coming up with... Oh, sorry. Hermes is trying to tear my chair apart. Okay, immediately the whole school starts to whisper about what they have seen. People coming up with stories about who I was or why I was with Hunter. They weren't quiet about it either, but I tried to ignore it. I could see Jessica at the end of the corridor giving me looks and deciding who I was and what to do with me. I could see her talking to her little gang of friends as if trying to size me up and decide what to do. In the end, she clearly makes a decision as she starts to make her way over to us.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So, two things. One, I don't know that they ever mentioned a feud between Hunter and Jessica and Drew. Like,
yeah,
when it was from his point of view earlier and he was like, I want to kill them for what they did or whatever. I'm like, I don't remember ever hearing about that. The other thing is I bet Jessica's gonna like spill something on her outfit or basically just mess up her whole look and then she'll like run away crying or something.
Yeah, it'll probably be something like that. I don't know, because he said something about like getting back his freedom.
Yeah.
So maybe like because of the bet he made that he's like, oh, I need to do this and get on with my life.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's see. I hold my breath as she makes her way over and unconsciously grab Hunter's hand for support so I don't shrink away to the shadows. He holds my head with just as much force. So he's crushing her head like a watermelon.
Yeah.
I feel slightly better knowing that he's by my side and I won't have to face this witch by myself. She strolls up to me and Hermes!
I saw that.
I hold my breath as she makes her way over and unconsciously grab Hunter's hand for support so I don't shrink away to the shadows. Stop! He's trying to eat me. He holds my... Okay, no, I saw that. She strolls up to me in all her confidence, and I can't help but admire her for it. So, I see you decided to get a makeover, Ava. A new face doesn't hide your stupid personality. Her words stung as people gathered around to see what was going on, and I stood frozen to the spot, unable to think of anything to say. Thankfully, Hunter stepped in front of me and stood up for me as he could see that I was struggling to stand up for myself. Why don't you just fuck off and get a new face because yours looks like it's been hit by a car.
Mhm.
His voice was laced with venom as he spoke, and it made a shiver go down my spine. Ew. I'll read 3 more.
Okay.
Jessica, stop! Jessica looked up at him with something like lust in her eyes and tried to push herself onto him. Ugh. I felt sick to my stomach as I watched her do this. He let go of my hand and pushed her away quite forcefully, which caused her to stumble. The look of shock of her face is evident. And she stomps her foot like a child and sends her best death glare our way before walking away with her little minions in tow. Stop it!
It's quite entertaining.
After that event unfolded, the buzzing in the corridor went up again, and I couldn't take it anymore. Each story got crazier one after another. What?
The stories that people are making up about her.
Oh. I turned away from them and opened my locker. I could feel eyes on me, but I ignored them. I just wanted to shrink into the shadows again and pretend this whole day was a nightmare. It wasn't until I felt a tap on my shoulder that I turned around. Hunter was staring at me with an odd look in his eyes and nodded towards my friend Lily. Excuse me. With a smirk on his face, who stood a few feet away, clearly petrified, coming anywhere near the 3 musketeers. Sorry. I apologize for the belching. I got my COVID vaccine on Wednesday. And ever since then, whenever I get nauseous, I just burp a lot.
Oh no.
So, I've just
Are you nauseous a lot?
Not a lot. I've just got a lot of gas.
Oh.
And it's all coming up through my mouth.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But otherwise you're okay?
Yes, the COVID vaccine was not that bad, and there is no microchip.
Yay!
I'm still alive.
Nice.
Okay.
Is it my...
Yes.
Okay. I nodded a quick thank you before walking over to her shyly. I have no idea why I was shy, but I guess it was because I never told her what I was doing, and I tell Lily everything. Yeah, she never mentioned once what was going on.
Yeah.
Walking up to her, I saw her eyes widen and her mouth falls open. Yes, it was a big change for me too, Lily. I silently prayed that she wouldn't rip my head off for not telling her about this sooner. I know I look different, but I'm still the same old me. I mentally try to tell her this, but it doesn't seem as if it's getting across.
Yeah, because you're trying to telepathically tell her, you idiot.
When I was finally stood in front of her, I didn't know what to say. This was ridiculous, as I was never lost for words. She's my best friend, and I shouldn't be feeling as if I can't talk to her. Hey. It came out as a question more than anything, and I saw her raise her eyebrows at me. Hey. She returned. I thought there was a waver in her voice, more like anger. So, you've changed. It wasn't a question, it was a statement. Yeah, I have. Hunter and I are dating now. I waited and waited, but nothing. Silence. Until she was doing her fangirl scream, catching everyone's attention around us, including the 3 musketeers. I felt my cheeks heating up as I was once again the center of attention. I grabbed her hand and pulled her to the side of the corridor to try to take some attention away from us. I look around for help and my eyes land on Hunter. I plead to Hunter with my eyes for help, but he just continues to stare at me with a dead look in his eyes, like he isn't even bothered. There is no emotion in his eyes, so I give up. I turn away from Hunter as he stared at me with his cold, hard look. With his... Back to Lily, who is still fangirling over what I have told her. Will you keep your voice down? I whispered to her in a rather harsh tone. She gave me a shy look before nodding her head at me in understanding. Ava, I don't even know where to begin, I should say. Who? What? Where? When? Why? How? I just stared at her as she just did her childish questions. but answered them anyway because what kind of friend would I be if I didn't? The phone call the other night clearly didn't answer as many questions as it should have. Well, you already know who, Hunter. Well, he's my boyfriend. I paused. I can't tell her it's not real, so I need to come up with something. Where he asked me at my house, and I said yes.
No, I
It
think
was
it's
really
supposed to be
romantic.
when.
Yes.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, it's supposed to be when. When he
No.
asked me at my house, I said yes.
No. No. She's doing who, what, when, where, why.
Oh.
Well, you already know who, Hunter. Where he asked me at his house, blah, 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 blah. It was really romantic. I took your advice, Lily, and said yes. I felt bad lying, but the smile on her face made it worth it. When? 2 days ago. Why? I guess because he likes me, and you already know how. Her smile fell a bit when I said it was 2 days ago. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I was really busy, as you can see. As you can see, I wave my hands down my body. However, that is no excuse for not finding the time to tell my best friend ever. Did you laugh?
No, Hermes is playing with my microphone.
Oh. I saw her smile and nod, saying it was okay before the bell rang and it was time for our first lesson. Feeling someone's hand on my waist, I guess it was time to get to lesson. I sighed loudly. Life wasn't just sunshine and lollipops.
And rainbows.
What a dumb way to fit in the title of the chapter.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make sense.
No. Let me see. What chapter are we on? 9? I think we should do one more. I'm getting a little tired.
Okay.
It's getting close to my bedtime. So.
All right.
Okay.
And you start.
All right. It looks like, well, this one looks like it's short. Maybe we can do 2 more.
Okay.
Okay. Chapter 10. Showstopper. No longer a dark gray bird, ugly and disagreeable to look at, but a graceful and beautiful swan. Okay. Walking down the halls as one of the most noticed girls you would think is amazing, as it's most girls' dreams. It just so happens that it is not my dream. It's not even up there. It was lunch now, and I have had girls come up to me telling me all sorts of things about Hunter. That Hunter's their boyfriend and I should back off. Or that I was a nobody that didn't deserve such an amazing boy that was ever to grace the face of earth. They were clearly jealous, and I just wasn't bothered by what they were saying. In my opinion, they were all jealous. Isn't that what they just said? And just wanted to sleep with my so-called boyfriend. I didn't actually care if they did or didn't because I wasn't interested in him that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's gay. I was doing this deal for such a stupid reason, a petty reason. All because a boy made me feel like an idiot, but I wanted him to feel like an idiot for what he did to me. All these people coming up to me were allowing me to build up... Excuse me. Allowing me to build up that confidence to ignore them and not pay any attention to what they are saying. Allowing me to stop taking things to heart. Some of the things the girls have said to me has hurt me slightly. You can imagine, as I've never really been picked on. What?
That's contradicting.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the book, she talks about how like maliciously bullied she's been.
Yeah.
Like physically, verbally, just about everything.
Yeah. Like thrown into and locked into cupboards, and like how people will get beat up if they even look at her.
Yeah,
and
stuff
now,
stolen.
Yeah. And now she's saying you can imagine like that she's never been picked on.
That much.
Yeah. So you can imagine, as I've never really been picked on that much or had people say such horrible things to me about things that are very new to me. I didn't care what they said about Hunter. However, it bothered me when they called me names, like a slut or Hunter's little whore. Well, you were calling other girls sluts, Ava. How's it feel?
Yeah.
Now you're being slut-shamed. I just really don't like slut-shaming. I knew of his reputation, of course, but I didn't think people would be so horrible to me about everything, as they were never this horrible to the other girls. But then I guess they were never dating the guy in school that everyone wanted to jump in bed with. I'll do one more.
Okay.
It isn't easy to fake such a thing like this, and I was having second thoughts, but if I did back out now, I couldn't go back to who I was, as I've already been noticed, and I would just be picked on even more.
Shaking all these thoughts from my head, I carried on walking to the canteen. Noticing all the gum and scuff marks on the floor made me wonder. Now you may think, what's a weirdo? What a weirdo. She's looking at the floor. Where's this going? I just couldn't help myself. The gum on the floor had worn away, and the gum had become part of the floor. It was weird that something that doesn't belong fits in. Oh, she is not doing this. I feel like a piece of gum by floor tiles, and I am yet to be worn in and made a part of everything. That.
What a horrible analogy.
Oh, gosh.
Don't compare yourself to gum.
Then there is another voice in my head that says I don't need to fit in, but I need to stand out more. Become the person I have been trying to hide by trying to blend into the background, because normal is boring. I'm pulled rudely from my thoughts when I am grabbed by the same guy who embarrassed me in the library with Jessica, recording the whole thing. He had rage in his eyes that burnt like hell. I could tell he was pissed. His bone-like fingers grabbed into my arm even more, and I could feel the bruising already forming on my other arm as Hunter and bruised the other one. I think it should say had bruised the other one. He shoved me roughly into a locker, causing me to whimper out in pain as it shot through my back. My heart rate picked up, and I could feel the fear cruising around my body, flowing like blood. Well, don't you just clean up nicely?
Ew.
He practically spits in my face. I say nothing as I could feel the tears bubbling in my eyes, ready to spill out. I don't want to anger him even more, so keeping my mouth closed seemed like the better offer. Drew's face was livid, and I was scared for my life. I could tell that keeping quiet has annoyed him more. I wasn't that strong, but my muscles were paralyzed in fear, so it wouldn't have made any difference. I couldn't even defend myself. I was pathetic. His eyes were raking over the body. I felt disgusted as he did this, and he pressed his body more into mine, and I was ready to throw up.
I'm about to throw up.
He seemed to notice my tears as they fell on their own accord. He brought his hand up and smacked me right across my face. The force of the blow sent me sideways, and I fall as a result of it right onto the floor.
Is nobody seeing this?
I mean, even if not, there's cameras in the hallway.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh my God.
So if someone smacks you so hard you fall over, she would be knocked out cold.
Yeah.
And he would go to jail.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I kind of hope Hunter comes around and beats him.
Well, I jumped ahead.
Oh, okay. So you think you're too good for... How much more should I read? Finish it, or do you want to finish it?
You can finish this paragraph, and then I'll finish the rest.
Okay. So you think you're too good for me now? You think Hunter actually cares about you? You have no idea what he's involved in. Oh. His voice was shaky from the effort of trying to keep steady. All the while, more tears splashed down my face as I was shaking my head.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of a yawn. I didn't know what he was talking about, but he was saccharing me.
Scaring.
But he was scaring me, and I just wanted him to leave me alone. He stood over me and laughed as I cried on the floor. He raised his leg and kicked me in the stomach. And all the air was knocked out of me in one blow. I could feel my eyes slowly closing as I drifted out of consciousness. I felt another blow to my stomach. Oh my God! And I was having trouble sucking air in to breathe. I heard shouting in the distance, and I no longer felt Drew standing over me. His manic laughing had soon died out and was replaced with grunts and the sound of flesh on flesh. Ooh.
That's a weird way to describe that.
So it's like
This would be fun to draw.
no, I'm just thinking of like a bad like porno and
Rachel.
like they like Hunter sees this happening and he's like stop, and he turns around and they just start making out and having sex.
Okay.
Okay, well, never mind, because the sound of flesh breaking open and bones
Oh my God.
snapping were the only other sounds I could hear, apart from my heartbeat that was thundering in my ears. It was loud, but everything was slowing down and everything was fading as my body was trying to keep me alive. I opened my eyes to see the Three Musketeers beating him up.
That's so lame.
I know.
Oh.
Liam came over to me and I saw his lips moving, but no words were coming out. He was becoming blurry as he rushed back to Hunter, and I said something that clearly alerted him to some sort of danger. His eyes were cold as ice, but he left Drew bleeding on the floor and picked me up before walking somewhere cold. That's all I remember before darkness engulfed me and Drew's words rang in my ears. You have no idea what he's involved in.
Oh, so it's like different gangs.
Yeah.
Or something. Wait, let's read the comments a little bit.
That's beautiful.
No, but we should all stay true to our gummy selves and try not to become floor tiles.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
No, read the next one.
Oh.
That's you.
Yeah. Pretty much. Way the fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I guess we have to read the next chapter.
Yeah, kind of. Okay.
Okay.
And
then
my turn?
Yes.
Okay. Chapter 11. And this is the last one.
Yeah.
Chapter 11. Tutor. I am glad this night you do not look on me, for I am much ashamed of my exchange. So you guys are probably wondering if I'm okay, and if I'm dead, or if I survived the horrible accident. Well, I'm glad to inform you that I'm fine. It's been a couple of days since Drew beat me up from being filled in by Liam. Apparently, after I had passed out, Hunter had taken me to the nurse's office where my mother had been called. I guess this is a total bonus since she herself is a nurse. When I'd asked Liam where Hunter was during one of your lunch breaks, he surprised me by avoiding eye contact and had informed me he was busy taking care of things. This only puzzled me because it made me think of the words Drew had said before he slapped me. It's made me realize that I need to dig into what he was talking about and find out what Hunter is hiding and how dangerous could he really be. Over the last few days, I have grown to know Liam and Declan better and even share a few jokes once in a while. Although Declan still seems cold towards me, Liam is nice enough, and Lily finally seems comfortable hanging around them. Now that it was the weekend, I'm sat lounging in my room, a warm, oversized sweater on and a cup of steaming tea in hand, because I guess it would be treason if I didn't. My stomach still hurts. I don't know. Oh, because it's the weekend.
Oh.
My stomach still hurts and has some purple and yellow bruises around it, which makes it garish to look at. However, my cheek is a lot better and only slightly red, which can be covered with some concealer and some powder. My hair's tied in a messy bun, which I haven't at all bothered to brush, as raising my arms hurts my side where Drew kicked me. My glasses sit at the tip of my nose, and I push them back into the correct position with my middle finger. Okay, why is that relevant? To say my mother was angry about what had happened with Drew was an understatement. She was fuming and vexed beyond words. She had been shouting and demanding that Drew was expelled from school for such violence. How about arrested?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's 18 yet, but...
well, you can still go to juvie.
Yeah.
That's still, like, aggravated assault.
Yeah. I smiled as I faintly remember hearing her shouting at the head teacher before storming out. I swear I could see I swear I could see steam coming from her ears. She looked a bit like a dragon, not that I would ever tell her that. Your turn.
Okay. My mother and I may not be able to hang out as much as I wanted, but she cares for me deeply and was there when I needed her. She had thanked Hunter, Liam, and Declan for helping me out, although she did give them weird looks as I only have one friend, Lily. She must have been very suspicious. Whoa. She must have been very suspicious, especially since they were three very good looking guys, but she didn't comment. I gulped down my last drop of tea and put the cup down on the side, making sure it sits on my Harry Potter coaster. I've got my Spotify playlist playing Arctic Monkeys.
Of course.
Bad. While I dance around and complete my homework that I need to catch up on as I took a day off from school, which never really happens. Technically, I'm not behind as I have all of next week's and most of the following week's homework done. I just like to be prepared. Pausing my music and deciding I need to reward myself with a snack, I grab my empty tea mug and jump down the stairs, two at a time as I race into the kitchen. As I make my way back up the stairs with snacks cradled in my arms like a precious baby, you can imagine my surprise when I hear the doorbell go. Okay.
Ding ding.
I'm already halfway up the stairs and I am in no mood to climb down them again. I just want a lazy day. I do anyway, it might be important. Reaching my hand out, I grab the door handle. Careful not to drop my food, I swing the door open and gasp. My food falls to the floor as I stare at the person in front of me. Hunter. Okay, you can go.
He's wearing his usual scowl and his eyes are still cold, staring straight through me. Well, aren't I lucky to have him as a boyfriend? No, I am not. I didn't get the chance to invite him in before he barges past me and walks straight up the stairs to my room. I stand there completely shocked and at a loss for words. No hello, how are you? Just completely ignores me and invites himself in. I'm regretting agreeing to this stupid deal. Why did I agree to it? I hate the boy. It's not like this was benefiting me in any way. All it was doing was making people hate me. He was the one that was benefiting from this because he was the only one who wanted tutoring. I don't see why he didn't just ask me to tutor him. Why go to all the trouble of fake dating? It doesn't make any sense. He's the one who proposed this idea, the one who wanted to get back at Drew and Jessica for his own reasons, but what could they be? Realizing I've been stood at the door thinking, I slowly close the door and grab my snacks from the floor where they lay in sadness. I'm laying in sadness right now. I make my way up slowly, making sure I keep a listen out in case Hunter was doing something he shouldn't be. What?
Like raiding her panties?
Yeah, I mean, like what? I mean, you never know with him, do you? He's completely random. Upon walking up to my door, I noticed just how battered our house was. There were scuff marks all over the hardwood floor. The doors had marks all over them from when I was younger and used to scuff them with my shoes or spill things on them. I smile at the memory of me drawing on the door to the bathroom in our old house and my dad coming and chasing a giggling little Ava down the halls. I miss him a lot and I have thought about him loads, but it is painful even after 2 years and it makes my heart ache with longing.
How many times does she have to say that it's been 2 years since her dad died?
I don't know.
Once is enough.
How much is left?
Not that much.
Do you want to finish it?
If I can find where we were.
Oh, it's after that the memory soon fades.
Oh, that's where we were at?
Yeah, I hadn't read that part yet.
Okay. Yeah, I can finish it. The memory soon fades away into sadness and regret as I realize those marks are not in this house, that this house no longer holds the treasured memories that our beloved one does. Shaking away the unwanted feeling of sadness, I replace my sad face with a slightly forced smile as I walk into my room to find Hunter lounging on my bed. He has books spread all over my bed covers and is looking at them expectantly, like they were going to give him the answers. Without giving him a second glance, I walk to my desk and grab my notes for the class to help him study. Walking back to where he sat. Oh, excuse me, I'm tired.
I can finish it if you don't want to.
No, I'm good. I can do it.
Okay.
Walking back to where he sat, I plunk all my notes down and sit awkwardly. Even though we are meant to be dating, I still didn't know that much about him. Hunter? He didn't say anything. He just stared into oblivion. I release a sigh and reach over and place my hand on his. Instantly, he flinches away from my touch and shoves me away to maintain a better distance.
Jeez.
Come on, we got a social
She
distance.
just got beaten up.
I know. A thunderous look is etched upon his face as he stares down at me. If looks could kill, I would be 6 feet under right now. Eyes swarm, I think swarming, with the storm raging inside of him. He's going Super Saiyan again. Controlling and contouring his emotions. I can see he is conflict. And he's battling himself over whatever is troubling him. His face is still cold, with the scariest scowl plastered upon it, warning me to stay away, to leave this matter alone. I don't listen. I push him. I need to find answers somewhere. Hunter, what's wrong? His piercing gaze stares into my eyes with so much ferocity, it's like they are burning in hell and can bore down to my very soul. Just stay out of it, Ava. You don't know anything. It's none of your fucking business. He doesn't scream the words like I thought he would. Each word is pronounced clearly with so much hatred behind it, it makes me wish he had shouted. Completely shocked and at a loss for words by his warning, I stare dumbfounded at him before he grabs his stuff. I knew I shouldn't have come here, he mumbles to himself, before he storms out of my room, slamming the door on his way out for good measure. I sit there and listen to his car start up before the wheels screech on the tarmac as he drives off, away from my house. Honestly, why can't I keep my big mouth shut? Every time I open my mouth, I cause an incident. Well, so much for being a tutor. See ya. Okay.
All right.
Well, I think that's a good place. Excuse me. To leave it for tonight. It's almost 9:30. I'm usually like in bed by now. Because I'm a baby. And I also have to wake up at like 5 in the morning when I have to work. So,
yeah.
Well, you know what? We made a lot of progress.
Yeah.
We did. I think this stream went a lot better than the last one. So if you don't have anything else to say, I guess we can just end it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a good chunk of material. On dramatic stuff. So
yeah,
that was chapter 11. So we'll pick up with chapter 12 sometime next week. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Nobody. It's okay.
So yeah. All right. Bye, pal.
Bye, pal.